Hello Internet, my name is Kat and welcome to my BookTubeAthon 2016 wrap-up video. I had a great week of reading. I read a total of 14 books and completed 6 out of the 7 challenges, and here is the rundown. The first book I picked up was Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. This was for the challenge to read a book with yellow on the cover, and I read this in 2 days, which was a miracle. And it was an emotional roller coaster that ruined me, and I loved every minute of it. So I finished that on Tuesday, and I also completed The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, which was only 84 pages, and that fulfills the challenge to read a book that is older than you are. Next up, for the challenge to read a book by your favorite author, I picked up Mountain Echoes and Shaman Rises, which are the last 2 books in the Walker Paper series by C.E. Murphy. Now, I've been reading this series since 2005, so it was kind of hard to come to the end of it, but I love the main character of this series, Joanne, and her snarky sense of humor and her struggle as she tries to save the world, you know, no big deal. And this was a good ending. It wasn't an easy ending for anyone involved, but it was a good ending, and I'm glad I finally got around to reading it. On Friday, I picked up The Rest of Us Just Live Here and The Gracekeepers, both of which are picks for the challenge to read a book discovered through BookTube. This is a good book. It reads like your average YA contemporary novel with its humor and its heartbreak and its teenage drama, but it has just enough supernatural hijinks going on the sidelines to keep things interesting. The Gracekeepers was lovely to read, and I keep using that word to describe it. It was lovely, but it really was. It takes place in a world that is drowned, where there are very few islands left to live on, and you are either a dampling or a landlocker. The 2 main characters each come from one of these worlds, and I fell in love with both of them and the strange world they live in because the writing is beautiful, and the story is just the right amount of tragic and ultimately, quietly triumphant. Another challenge was to read a book after sunset, and I read graphic novels. I read a total of 8 through the week, completing my personal challenge of reading at least 1 graphic novel per day. A quick rundown of these: Paper Girls Volume 1, which was so weird but awesome. Saga Volume 6, which I highly recommend this series. It is so good and definitely not for children. DC BOMBSHELLS Volume 1 Enlisted. If you like DC heroines, pinup styles, and a World War II setting, you'll like this. Sensation Comics featuring Wonder Woman Volume 3, because who doesn't like Wonder Woman? BATGIRL Volume 5 Deadline, and BATGIRL of Burnside Volume 1. And finally, Wonder Woman Odyssey Volume 1 and 2, which features a different take on our favorite Amazon. The challenge I didn't complete was to read and watch a book-to-movie adaptation, but I knew I probably wasn't going to get to that, and I'm super satisfied with what I was able to get to on my TBR, so the final challenge was to read 7 books, and I read 14. Yay! How did your BookTubeAthon go? Did you get to everything on your TBR, or did you have to make some sacrifices for the greater good? Do you find you need to take a break after reading so much, or are you still gulping down books at high speed? What was your favorite read during the BookTubeAthon? Or your least favorite? Leave me answers down below, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!